So, hello and welcome back to Testing Differently, aka Viking Cooking, aka John Weston here. So this live stream has been long overdue now, and I believe it needs to be done because depression is one of those things that you just can't ignore in this world. So, welcome to anyone and everyone who is here. If you are powered by StreamYard, please drop a like. Everyone. I do hope that everyone is having a lovely day so far. I really do, because depression can get to all of us 9 times out of 10, and I feel like so we actually already have a person that wishes to come up onto the panel. So we have I believe it's Blood Knight. We're gonna add them on.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, welcome.
It's been a while. What's happening?
You do realize this is a live stream, don't you?
Yes, I know that. Just want to say hello.
Yeah. So you wanted to have your say on this as well, yeah?
Sorry, what you said? I didn't get that.
I said you wanted to have your say on this subject as well, yeah?
Yeah, it's been going on for a while, and this needs to be addressed about this depression stuff. It's been
So I just wanted to start out by saying thank you for joining the live stream. I honestly didn't think people were going to join. So Blood Knight and me have known each other for a while now, people. How long have we known each other now, bro? About a year?
Yeah, I think so, almost, yes.
And we've gone through many different topics throughout the time that we've known each other now, from anything from whiskey, cigars, all the way up to Larry the Stupid Batman fan.
Yeah, of course.
Also like Jay Margera, sometimes even Jackal Goldkick has come up into the conversation as well, because he's just a fool to himself sometimes. You know what I mean? I don't want to be rude about the guy, but he has been a bit of an idiot. Trust in Larry. You know what I mean? Now he's done with the guy. I'm actually quite proud of him. So good for you, Jackal. So, Blood Knight, I want to go on to this subject, right? Because there's a lot of people out there, a lot of men in particular, that I've known across my life that have actually died from depression or loneliness or a broken heart, even because they've got no one. Now, even because I'm in England, right, and you're an American, right? Would you say that in America, depression and loneliness and people dying from that is definitely a problem?
Yes, there is.
And how do you find it what's the rates in America for it,
I have not the statistics of it, but it's probably a lot right now, but no one talks about it because, they don't talk about it or something. If you look it up, statistics online.
Right. So obviously I've looked it up for England, and at the moment in England it's about 35% of males between the ages of 25 to 35 that die from it. And I've noticed that a lot of these men have been single for a very long time, from like a very early age. They didn't want to go out the house. They were unsociable, very unclean people. But I would definitely say that loneliness over here is very different compared to what it would be like over there, because one, it's a smaller place. There's less people,
Right.
But I would say that loneliness and depression, it can destroy a person's life to the extent where, you feel completely down and depressed every fucking day. I will also state this, everyone, all right, I do not want any minors on my channel whatsoever. The language I use on this channel is not made for kids. Please stay off. Do not subscribe. There are reasons why I say that, obviously. And those reasons are I don't like foul language being passed on to kids. So, Blood Knight, like, what would you have to say on this whole loneliness and like men dying from this you know, like this depression and loneliness and sadness. Like, what do you see?
Mostly rejection, and people don't see in them, and that's why they, because of the woman out there, just don't, they get to know to them. They just like blame them for their problems. Like, well, it's not their fault when the woman out there, oh, they like, when they have their own issues too, they like to blame men for their own issue, for their own
Yeah,
problems.
they do. And do you know
Yeah,
what? Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. Yeah. A lot of women in this world will blame a man for the thing that they've done wrong. You know, men usually get attached fairly quickly to nice women that seem like they've got a kind heart and a beautiful soul, but also with like big knockers, fucking beautiful fucking body. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of men fall for that type of woman very, very easily, and they get their hearts broken very, very quickly. Now, I would say that there's a lot of very beautiful women in America, but a lot of them are gold diggers, you know,
yeah, they
and
are.
it's out here, it's pretty similar. You know, it's not like, oh, well, you know, like this is the way it is, this is the way it's going to be. Like, it's a case of, nah, these gold diggers are bitches,
Yes, they are.
absolute fucking dirty hoe bags that
Yes.
couldn't get a job even if they fucking tried. And they think that being disrespectful to a man is honestly the way to go, you know. And the reason men don't talk about this very often, I would say, is because we're expected to follow suit. We're expected to act like robots and treat all women the same. No, I'm sorry, but
Hell no.
if you act like a man, you're going to get treated like a man.
Exactly.
I would never raise my hands to a woman.
Right.
But if you're going to stab me, or you're going to fucking shoot me, or you're going to hit me around the head with a spade, I am taking your head off. I am swinging at you. I don't give a fuck who you are. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those where you have to think a split second decision you've got. If that woman is going to kill you, and you know she's going to kill you, you have the right to defend yourself the same as what you would with a man. You know, and that is the only time I would ever condone violence on a female.
Only for the last resort, that shit happens. And not only that, it's really sad. It's that they take advantage of you. They expect you to pay for everything for them. Like hell no.
Yep, you're right on that one as well, because let's face it, right? I've dated a few women in the past. You know what I mean? I've dated a couple of really beautiful women. I've been married twice. My first wife was absolutely stunning, but with the kindest, most beautiful, genuine heart you'll ever know. And unfortunately, she was taken from me along with my twins. So, but that's a story for another day at the moment. Um, but I would also say that, you know, there are a lot of women out there, and if you are a woman that has blamed a man for your mistakes or pushed a man away because you don't think you fucking deserve a decent man like that, and you want the bad relationship, you want the fucking drama, well, fuck you. If you're a woman like that, how dare you break a man's heart that was so fucking genuine to you, that actually loved you for who you were, wanted to be with you, wanted to treat you better? How dare you, as a woman, treat a man like that? Like, and that, how dare a man treat a woman the same way? You know, and like a lot of people have said to me over the years, you know, that I am a more sensible and better version of Andrew Tate and Conor McGregor. I think even you said that yourself a couple of times.
Right.
And I honestly, right, I'm just who I am. You know, I'll say it straight. I don't care who I offend. You know, like if I offend you, it's your problem, not mine. You know, that's the way I see it. But what people don't get, yeah, is that, and this is the reason I'm doing this live stream, yeah, is because women don't understand properly. There are some very rare women out there that will understand this whole conversation, this whole topic completely, and they'll agree with it. All right,
Right.
but it takes two people to have an argument. Yeah, as I think you'll agree with that.
Right.
Right. Nothing is ever one-sided. You know, yes, there have been multiple domestics across the whole world, across the globe, that have been one-sided completely. You know, and that either the man or the woman weren't listening. You know, and people have been killed because of it. But that's not a very high statistic. It's actually quite rare. And I would also say that, you know, no matter how we look at things as human beings, there is always going to be something that happens in this world that we don't agree with, that we don't like, that we know isn't necessary to happen. You know, and I think that's the problem.
Right.
That, you know, women nowadays, they don't want to understand because they think, oh, well, because men get better, this, that, and something else, yeah, like they think they can tell us what to do. No, it's not a case of that.
Right.
I think most women are looking at the decent men as swell and going, oh, they're just the same as everyone else. When it's not the case, you know, there are men out there like myself, and probably like yourself as well, and I think you'll agree, yeah, that do want to treat a woman better. They do want to see that woman succeed in every way possible, yeah, and they will not interfere with it, you know. Like, I would rather, if I had a partner right now, if I had a woman, yeah, that had a job and had a family and everything, all right, like, you know, if being with her, like most of the time, was going to get in the way of her work, yeah, I would honestly, I'd say, look, we're still going out, we're still together, yeah, but like, you know, concentrate on your work more. You know what I mean? Like, you do what makes you happy. You know what I mean? And I think this is where most women get it wrong, because they look at men and they go, "Oh no, these are just horrible. Men are just horrible. They want the better everything, and we can do it better than them." And yeah, they might be able to for certain things, not all of it. But going back to it, there is too many men dying from depression and loneliness because exactly with what you said, you know, there are women in this world that just, they destroy a man. You know what I mean? They really do. And they think that that's okay. And it's not okay whatsoever. Because as a man, you're expected to uphold a certain level of decency towards women. You know, like, women have always been seen as the weaker race. And, you know, now that people are starting to look at women differently and go, well, actually, no, they're just as strong as us. You know what I mean? Like, they're just as strong as men. Like, if anything, they could do certain things better than us. And I think a lot of women are looking at that and thinking, oh, well, if a man's saying that, then why can't we say it? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
a lot of women are backfiring that now.
Yeah.
And I think you've seen that a couple of times yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, and it's funny they don't get called out for that shit, because when they do something to like talk badly about men and berate them and and blame and like to generalize all men for their problems, with when they realize in here they got issues themselves as well.
Exactly. And you know what? Yeah, like, I'll honestly say this to any woman that ever wants to come on my channel, any woman that ever wants to fucking have their say on this, all right, you are quite welcome for me to do another live stream. And if you're watching, right, I would leave a comment, all right, I will set up another live stream and you can have your say, we can have a debate or whatever you want, all right, and we will speak about this with you as a woman, all right, and get your total honest opinion on this subject. But I will also state that if you start acting like a male chauvinistic bitch, you will be banned from the live stream. You will be thrown off, and then, you know, we are going to be calling you out on it because, you know, I only want to hear a woman's side of this subject, but I think it should be a woman that does have a very kind of genuine heart. I don't want no idiots. All right. I think that to have a woman's opinion on this subject would be quite valuable, but we need to hear it from all sides of the story. Okay.
Yes.
And if there is a woman subscribed to my channel or you watch my videos and you have had a partner, albeit a man, that you wanted to be with, but they've had their heart destroyed by a different woman and they just didn't know how to cope with a normal relationship with you, please drop me a comment. All right, we'll set up another live stream. We'll have that conversation with you and get your side of the story if you're willing to do so. I think that would be quite something for the channel. I also think that would be quite something for the whole world to hear. And I think it's something that needs to be said, needs to be talked about, especially by women, because this live stream is mostly about women, you know, and how women are killing men off because they see a good man, but they don't see all the good. They're seeing the bad. They're seeing what they want to see. They're seeing what society makes them see. And that's wrong. It is wrong.
Yes, they see the stereotype because of what's going on. They don't see the actual real men.
Exactly. And I think that's why a lot of men abuse their partners, because if a woman's going to be abusive to you, why should you not be abusive back?
Exactly.
You know? And again, that goes into the class of, oh, I get to do this because a man has said I can.
Right.
Well, hang on a minute. Did the man you're with say you could do that? I don't think so.
No, of course not.
You know, so yeah. I mean, if you have a message for people that are going to watch this live stream, please, Blood Knight, go ahead.
Right.
So far, it's mostly been me speaking about it.
Of course, no worries.
So if you want to say a bit more, please feel free. Like, what would you say to those women that have treated men and destroyed their lives? What would you say to them?
I would say that it's not fair. You shouldn't done it. And same for men. Should not do the same thing for women as well. We should all just be treated equally and talk it out instead of like calling each other names and making videos degrading from each other. Like grow the fuck up for God's sakes. Like we're grown adults here. But when I see videos of women doing this shit and men doing this shit, like both sides need to like grow the fuck up and need to like work each other out and talk it out each other. Not like making videos and doing these cringe-worthy videos they put on internet on stupid TikTok on or other social media to great men and women too.
So would you honestly say that the women that have done this type of thing should have to pay for what they've done to men? And if so, how should they pay for it?
I have no idea about that. They just like need to like you know how do I find this? It is very difficult to talk to find an answer with this because a lot of this tension been going on, been like this for a while, throughout the years because of this shit. I would say, I can't speak for all women out there, but they need to like realize in here, like it's hey, it's not our fault when you guys dealing with your issues and problems because you've been screwed by bad men out there too. But but they want to stereotype and generalize all men. And for the men's side, they should stop blaming all women for their problems too. We just need to like uh talk it out each other and debate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not just like, yeah, can we like do that? Like, yeah, I'm more welcome to have a debate and talk this out and call it what it is. Call this out, and then we then find a common ground. But we don't do that because unfortunately we go back at each other back and forth, making stupid videos, these stupid things what they do. Oh, berating men and berating women, or what they do. Oh, this call these buzzwords stupid names. I've seen that on before I met you, dude. I seen a lot of videos of men bashing women and women bashing men, and and every time all this bullshit's been going on.
Well, unfortunately, I do see it the same way. Yeah. But I do see it in a different way.
Yeah,
And the only reason I see it in a different way sometimes, okay, is because I'm bisexual, so I have had my heart broken by a man before. I am not afraid to admit it, people. Like, there has been a lot of partners in my life that have been very short term. Some have been long term. But I would honestly say, and this is a specific message to a woman that really broke my heart. I honestly don't know what happened this on that one. Like, I was looking after her, all right, and I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna call her name out, and if she ever spots this video, or she ever watches this, or anyone ever sees this that knows her, okay, chuck her a message. Tell her that, yeah, I'm saying something about it, because this woman, I loved her to pieces. Yes, I was lazy. Yes, I barely got up. Yeah, I barely did anything. We were smoking weed all the time. I was fairly youngish. This was maybe a few years ago. Her name was Carla Smith. She was born and raised in Liverpool, on the Wirral. I ended up getting with her in Whitby, in the Scarborough borough here in England. And, I loved this woman to pieces. I really did. But she'd been mistreated by a few different men, actually. One of her ex-partners, he said that they moved to Whitby together and that they would leave together. They would die together. Do you know what I mean? Like, when he got back with her, he was going to kill her and die with her. And that if any man ever took her over, he would kill them as well. So she was under threat of being killed when he got out of prison. Do you know what I mean? Like, she'd never be left alone. Now, when I was with her, there was a guy living downstairs called Mark. And he was an elderly chap, ex-forces, just like myself. I believe he was ex-forces anyway. Big time alcoholic, always on the whiskey, always fucking having a go at her. And then I moved in with her, and then he tried having a go at her while I was at the door, and I let rip. But because I was there, he didn't really do anything. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have dared. I would have kicked his head down the stairs. But Carla Smith was a lovely woman. She really was. So this is the situation, people, okay? So what happened was she had epilepsy, and she hadn't had medication for about 3-4 days, and the doctor said, look, like, we can get you the prescription for Monday, okay? So I stayed awake all weekend watching over her, making sure she was okay, like dealing with the cat as well. She had a lovely cat called Grace, lovely little cat. And Monday came, I walked her down to the chemist. I was absolutely shattered. I'd been awake for 48 hours in a row, more than that actually, around about 56 hours. By the time we got back, I said, now your medication's kicked in and you're a little bit better. Like, can I get some sleep, please? Like, I'm shattered. At least I know you're going to be okay. And she said, yeah, of course. I said, all right, love you, sweetheart. I'm going to get some sleep. And by this time, you know, we were already thinking about one having a kid, you know, but like every now and again she'd have a little bit of a breakdown because of the men that she'd been with. And I woke up the next morning. Well, I woke up at 3 o'clock the next morning to the police sticking handcuffs on me and telling me that I was arrested. All right, for a domestic. I honestly did not know. It was also breach of the peace. I honestly had no freaking clue what was going on. I had not an idea. She wasn't in the flat. Um, Turned out she was downstairs with the neighbour Mark, who was actually trying to get into her knickers. And I know that. Mark, if you listen to this video, I will find you and I'm going to get you for what you did. Because like, I lost a woman that I really, really did love for no reason because of him. You know, yeah, like Carla was a beautiful looking woman. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely gorgeous body. Do you know what I mean? Like amazing. You know, and she was a trophy wife. That's what she was. Do you know what I mean? She was technically a trophy wife. And I still to this day I don't know why she got the police involved. She wouldn't tell me. I rung her up after I was allowed to contact her again when I got out of prison for a different thing. Right, I phoned her up and I said, like, look, what happened? Like, you know, like, fucking, I've just got out of jail. Like, fucking, I've not had no contact from you or nothing. Like, are you okay? Like, what's happened, sweetheart? She was like, please don't call me, don't message me again. Right, I'm sorry. I said, well, listen, you had me arrested. Like, what the fuck? You know, like what's happened? Yeah, I mean, like, what did I do wrong? I just looked after you for a couple of days, yeah, whilst you were fucking having seizures and whatnot. You know, like, what the fuck? And she couldn't answer me. She said, "Look, I know I fucked up. I'm sorry. Like, I can't do this. I'm sorry, but please, like, don't speak to me again." And still to this day, I don't know what happened. And then from her till now, I have been on my own. I now have a two-bedroom property. Living on my own it's okay. It's not perfect. Obviously, I wish I could have more visitors around every now and again. But I do need to sort the house out properly. I need to get all my front room decorated correctly, the spare bedroom, the main bedroom. I need everything correctly decorated before any visitors can come around properly. You know, and that's a bit of a task. It really is.
Wow.
But I would honestly say that Carla was, after being married and losing children myself, um, I would honestly say that losing Carla was a very painful experience because I did genuinely love her. Yes, like there were times when she'd say, "Look, like you don't want me, you don't want me in your life. Trust me, I come with a lot of baggage." Do you know what I mean? She was trying to put me off her all the time, and I think she was just attracted to the bad boys. Do you know what I mean? Like the proper fucking hard nut, big muscles and whatnot. I'm not about that. You know what I mean? Like I want to treat a woman for the way they deserve to be treated. I don't want to
Right.
fucking upset them or anything.
Yeah, man. Sorry to hear that. You dealt with that. It's painful. Hello, you there? Hello. Okay. All right, we might end the stream.